Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Crash Landing with Light. And a spider. Is it a tough spider? There's always a tough spider, but I don't think he's all that tough. So we're back here once again, and I have finished the last quest that was here when I started. Which might sound a little weird to some of you, but it turns out that there are some more. I did grab the last bit of the pink slime to finish off the MFR liquids quest, which was the last one that we needed for doing just the quests that were here when we started. Now, I don't have enough inventory space, so let's get some of this out of the way. I made a silky jewel for upgrading the hammer. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, we need to pick one of these things. Sorry about that. Hardened glass, lead and obsidian, not a problem. Pink slime balls. We already got the pink slime we needed for the laser drill. So I'll take the 300 cards. Book. So that is the technological revolution done and dusted. But they snuck in a couple of additional quests with the most recent update. So under basic survival, we've got blending ores. Sorry about the coughing, my voice is a little funny today. And for good old time's sake, since the quests are running low, I'm going to read this one again. Until you get a smeltery going, which could take a while, you will need some way to make Invar blend. If you don't mind a bit of manual labor, there is a solution readily available. Simply place the ingots you wish to grind in the grindstone and insert the crank. A few right clicks will soon pulverize the ingots. As a note, when the crank stops and refuses to turn, the process is done. Continuing to right click at this point may break the crank. Also, this process may not be automated. Yeah, machines aren't gentle enough to use the crank. And there's an entire new quest line. Salvage operation. 20% complete already. Haven't done a thing. In here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So that explains why we're 20% done. Triple play. This is the high oven. We did that long ago. This one is not unlocked. So we might have already done it. It's just not unlocked. Suitable preparations. You may have noticed that you can't craft everything you need to survive. Perhaps the city ruins scattered around contain the resources you need. One thing is certain, you'll need to prepare before venturing far from the shuttle. A melee weapon of some sort would be a wise idea, and perhaps some armor as well. Also, make sure you fill that tank with water as much as you can before leaving, and make sure you bring enough food and food variety as well. Note, the city near the shuttle was built to be easier than normal. Other cities will be harder, but will contain better loot. More risk brings greater reward. So we've got a handful of things. Definitely made the crescent hammer already. Made the camel pack and some hardened portable tanks. Those were for the meat. I've made a golden bag of holding, but it might not register because it's got stuff in it. Needle gun ammo. I've totally made that. Hang glider. I never bothered to make one of those. I probably should. And a tin hammer. Never really upgraded my hammers between stone and diamond. Didn't take any of the ones in between. So that would get us some stuff we don't need and some stuff we don't need. Probably take the grilled cheese. And we've also got big power. As you build your technological infrastructure, you'll probably find you need more power than you can easily generate. Luckily, there is a solution. Of course, you'll have to go hunting for the core components first. The reactor controller needs parts we cannot fabricate with the technology we have available, so we can't build them from scratch. Luckily, the broken controllers you can find in the cities can be repaired out of available resources. Of course, first you have to find one. Power plants seem to be somewhat rare, and a lot of them have suffered reactor meltdowns over the years. Still, they do exist if you're willing to explore far enough. So we've got all sorts of things we would need to steal from a city. Gets us Yellorium, and then potential coolant port, potential red net port, or cyanite. And then underneath that, I believe this is for the turbines. Yeah, pretty sure it's the turbines, which make your reactors more efficient. So you don't have to worry about pumping out tons and tons of yellorium all the time. So those are the quests as they stand right now. But as you saw from the title of this episode, today we are doing science! Because I got mixed input as to the nature of where to put one of these laser drills. Because you've got the camp that says, well, the higher you put them, the more efficient they are. And you've got the other camp that says, the higher you put them, the faster they are. And then you have the third camp where they're like, I don't think the height does anything. Just put it down the bottom. Or put it up the top, wherever you like it. So we've got 3 fairly solid camps. I haven't seen a whole lot of differentiation among them. So I want to do some good old-fashioned science. Do some tests, set it up in a controlled manner, and see what happens. Now, since I don't strictly have the resources to build several of these things in this world, and it would be a royal pain to take this setup, put it down somewhere, bring it up somewhere, and some of the testing I want to do, you can't actually do in survival. What I want to test is not only how is it up here down to the bottom versus down there to the bottom versus up there to the bottom. I also want to see if the programming is based on distance of the drill from the bedrock, or if it's the Y level of the drill. Now here in Crash Landing, that doesn't make a difference. You're not going to be able to move the bedrock, and there's nowhere that there's bedrock anywhere. Well, that's not entirely true. Bedrock boxes over in the secret bunker, if you put one on top of a bedrock box, you would have a higher Y level. Would you be more efficient than if you were at the Y equals 1 bedrock? That's the sort of thing that interests me. In some other mod pack, you might be able to get on top of the nether and build them there. Distance of 1 from the bedrock, but a Y level of over 100. So we're going to run a test with the drill right on top of the bedrock at the bottom, with the drill at Y equals 64 with the bedrock at Y1. We're going to do another test with the drill at 64, but the bedrock at 63. And then one with the drill up at 128, burrowing all the way down to the bedrock at the normal floor level. So those are the 4 tests. I'm going to run them independently, but you, lucky dog, are going to get to watch all 4 of them at once. So you'll see which ones end first and are thereby the fastest, and afterwards we will come back here and I will show you the results of the efficiency test, because they will pull the same number of ores, in this case 5 ores. I'm just going to cut it at 5, and then we'll see how much power they use to get those 5 ores in the amount of time they run. So you get to watch all 4 at once. I'm going to go run the tests independently, and I will be right back. And we're back. From that video, you were able to tell that the laser drill that's up at 128 finished faster than the one at 64, which finished 64 down to 0, which finished before the 64 to 63 and 1 to 0 that finished at pretty much the same time. So the higher you put your drill, the faster it will work. So, congratulations, works faster, camp. You're right. Now, for the efficiency. The numbers you see in front of you are how much redstone flux was left in the resonant energy cells. Now, since they pull equally from all of the different cells, so it pulls at the same rate from each of the 4, you only have to check 1. So these numbers are the thousands of redstone flux left in the resonant energy cell after 5 ores were produced. So we've got little over 42,000 left in the 1 to 0, which is the same as in the 64 to 63. So the distance of 1 resulted in the same efficiency. But if you look at the 64 to 0, that's 42995. It's about 700,000 different. That's right, these are still measured in thousands. So that's 700,000 redstone flux difference. So the Y level is not what it cares about. It's the distance to the bedrock. So if you were thinking, oh, I can just build them right on the roof of the Nether? Nope, don't do it. And then from 128 down to 0, we got yet another sizable increase in the efficiency. So decrease in the cost. 43,685. So you crunch a couple of numbers and you find that you've got about a 10% savings from the 128 to 0 over the 64 to 0. So this guy right over here is 64 to 0. So if I move it up to 128, it'll be at least a little bit faster and 10% more efficient. So those of you that said it's more efficient when you use it up higher, you're also right. Both are true. It works faster and more efficiently the higher up you put it. Now there might be a cutoff somewhere where it stops being more efficient. But in here, it doesn't really matter, because if you can get to 128, you can just as easily get up to 256. Which leads me to ask, well, is there the one block that'll make that super easy? Yes! The angel block is in the game. Feathers, obsidian, and gold means you can make an angel block where if you hop on your jetpack and fly all the way up, you can look down and go bonk. Oops, I didn't want to do that with the bag. But you just place the block in the air. You don't need to build the Tower of Babel all the way to build height to be able to place this guy in orbit. You can put your laser drill all the way up there if you've got a halfway decent jetpack and one angel block. You just look down, place it into the air, and then build the platform around it so you can place each of the things where they need to go. So, yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take it almost up to build height, because you do need it a little bit below build height to get everything onto it. But then you'll have it up there, being relatively efficient, relatively quick, without too much more expense. Now, it's real easy to build it here. It's not too much worse to build it up there. Now, I did say that I was gonna tell you about the hammer. Well, I don't have to go all the way over there to tell you about what happened with the stupid hammer. You know how I wanted to put Silk Touch on that hammer? Well, I needed to level it up to get modifiers on it. Well, I did. I leveled it up, and it got luck. If you don't know, luck and silky can't exist on the same item. Now, I let this run for quite a while, so it might not have gotten luck first. But unfortunately, it got it. So even if I took this and took the silky jewel and tried to put it on, nope, it won't let me. So I made myself a new hammer. I put it over in the machine and I let it run. I don't know how long it's been running, but we might as well go and take a look at it. Whoa. Oh, right. They were probably on the conveyor belts. So if we come on over here. Oh, well, this is no good. Our barrel's full. How are we doing? Hammer. Only at XP of 602. Oh, but it did level up. So it has a modifier remaining. Woo! Stop, 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 stop. So we come over here, turn off the thing. Grab our hammer. And now we can take it back and make it silky. Woohoo! Good thing you were here to remind me that I needed to do that to the hammer. Otherwise, I might have left it running and gotten another one with luck on it. So, we can just come up here, grab our jewel, head down to... Whoa, hello, spider! Ah, not sure how you got in here, but now you're dead. Wahahaha. Okay, so we just come on down here, put our even more reinforced hammer in there with the silky jewel, and it's good to go. Now, we could give it a name. Let's call it Rocky. Rocky! Okay. So, it used up the one modifier it had remaining. It's now got reinforced 4 and silk touch. We're going to want to put it back in the machine and start getting that stone, but we need a new barrel, and there are all sorts of other things that are going to need to happen. But I think that's enough for this episode. I'm going to try to put these episodes out more frequently. I do get the most views on Crash Landing, and I'm sure you guys want to see it more. I've just been distracted by a lot of things, feeling less motivated than usual, but I've got some pretty good ideas for what I want to do, and I also want to start up another series. So I need to figure out what should go by the wayside or a better way to put out more episodes, because I would love to start a series on Terra Firma Punk. That's right, Terra Firma Punk. Terra Firma Craft, if you don't know, is a slightly more realistic, complete rewrite of Minecraft. It takes out almost everything from vanilla and puts it back in a more realistic fashion. Now, Terra Firma Punk is a mod pack for Terra Firma Craft, which itself is a mod. It's not exactly a mod pack, but it's a... So Terra Firma Punk is a slightly steampunk extension of Terra Firma Craft. So after you get through the Stone Age and the Bronze Age and the Iron Age, you get into more or less the Steam Age. And you get all sorts of fancy technology there. And you know me in technology. And Terra Firma Craft itself is quite difficult. It's designed to add a significant challenge to the game, just like this does. So I would love to start a Terra Firma Punk series, but I don't know how many of you want to watch it. I don't want to try to draw in a whole separate market for Terra Firma Punk if all you want to watch is Crash Landing. I will likely continue MHC because that is a fantastic community as well. Symmetria is a server that I play on. It's a nice group of people, but the videos don't get a lot of views. So it strikes me that a lot of you watching this are only interested in modded. If that's the case, please leave a comment so I know. I do make this for myself. I make it for one other person in particular, but it's also put out there for the world. So if most of you just watch Crash Landing because it's Crash Landing, let me know. If you watch Crash Landing because it's modded, let me know, because then you might want to watch Terra Firma Punk as well. I know I'm going on a long time with this, but I really want your input. If you've got input on what I should do here, if you think I should just call it quits and switch over to Terra Firma Punk, let me know. In general, I just want to know what you think. Because there are still things I could do here, but I've used up most of the quest book. I've used a lot of the mods for what they're used for. I could build things, but I'm not a fantastic builder. I still haven't fixed that up yet. So this is just a call for input. If you want me to go full steam ahead with Crash Landing, leave a comment. If you want me to see me do other modded things, let me know. Oh, Terraformapunk also has HQM. It also has the quest book. So if you really enjoyed the early part where I was doing quests and had very little off-camera work, Terraformapunk will likely go that way as well for the first lots of episodes. Just so you know, for your decision making. I believe those were all the various options. Blood Bowl gets very few views, but the one person I mentioned earlier who also watches this loves it. So I will keep making those. If you don't like your feed being spammed with those, let me know. I could just keep it separate from my Minecraft stuff. I think those are all the things I want you to let me know about. But that's the end of the actual episode. Really? Creeper on a ghast. So, before anything weird happens with that creeper on a ghast, I'm going to say I will see you in the next episode of Crash Landing with Light. Get the gun out of my hand. With Light.